Salute, fam. What's going on? It's your homeboy Big Mac coming straight from the port city, man. Um, I just wanted to make a little video, man. I don't think it's something I've ever touched on before. I just like to give a little advice, man, to those that may be going into the prison system. Um, you hear a lot of stories, man, especially from down in Florida, and you hear a lot about California and some Midwest stuff and some up north stuff, man. But you don't really hear this, mid-Atlantic stuff. You know what I'm saying? The Carolinas. You don't really hear a lot about Georgia. Um, but I can't speak on anything but North Carolina and a little bit of county jail in South Carolina. But the main thing I can speak on is going to prison in North Carolina. And this is going to be a real short video. I just wanted to let y'all know what some advice is I would give somebody going into the prison system. Number one, don't join a gang. Don't join a gang, man. Unless if you're already in a gang, you know what I'm saying? I salute you. Nothing against them. I had good friends that was gang members, like I said in my last video. Um, I got a brother that's in with a certain group. I got a cousin that's in with the same group. I got, family members that are involved in certain groups. And me personally, I never joined up officially. But my advice would be number one, don't join a gang, man. Because if you join a gang in there and and then people find out about it, they're going to do what's called STGU. You're gonna get a security threat group jacket, and that's gonna automatically put you in the hole. You're gonna do all your time in the hole. You know what I'm saying? Which nobody wants to do their time in the hole. You could be the biggest, baddest dude on the planet, but I'm gonna tell you what, they'll put you in the hole long enough, chances are it'll break you. Some guys learn how to live that way, learn how to live in there, and can do it and are okay, but I'm gonna say the overwhelming majority, man, they end up losing their mind, man. It's just not a good thing, man. And that's a jacket you're gonna wear not only in prison, you're gonna take that out to the streets with you. So that's gonna end up on your permanent record, and then any job you go to try to get, it's gonna see that. So my number one advice is don't join a gang, man. I mean, unless you really got to for whatever reason, and it's that kind of camp, and everyone's in the gang, and you got to choose sides, or you actually land at the camp that's at war, and you got to choose sides for whatever reason. If you got no other choice, I can understand that. But if you just choosing that, just randomly off the top of your head, you just want to do it. My advice is think twice, man. You know what I'm saying? Think about it real hard before you do it. Excuse me. Advice number two, man, keep your head down, bro. I hear stories about Florida prisons and Cali prisons. In Cali, I'm pretty sure you have to join up with somebody. You just automatically are. And that's not necessarily done by the inmates. That's an institutional thing. The institution lines you up with a group, so you really don't have a choice there. In Florida, I hear a lot of things about neutrons can't make it and things like that. I've never been to prison in Florida, but I know for me as a man, if I was to land there, hey, I can scrap. You know what I'm saying? I'll scrap with you. And I ain't afraid to scrap with anybody. Bigger than me, smaller than me, it don't matter. Anybody can get it. So, as far as being a neutron, I think I could handle it down there. I was a neutron here in North Carolina. I didn't need to join up, and I was in some hefty gang some hefty gang facilities. Like I said, my first time in prison, I was in a gang observation camp where I would say 70 to 70+% of the people there was in some sort of a gang or had some sort of affiliation with someone. Um, and then you got Tabor City, Tattoo City. You know, that's gangland as well. That's something that's kind of a little bit more like the California side, you know what I'm saying? It gets kind of segregated, but then you got, you know, some white bloods. I've seen white bloods, I've seen white Crips, um, you know, white GDs. They got their own set. I ain't gonna put them out there, but you know, if you up on your game, you know what the set that is. You know, so but you can rock out as a neutron in North Carolina as long as you willing to stick up for yourself and not let people just handle you, then you'll be alright. So really, really rule number one is always stick up for yourself. You know what I'm saying? Always. Never let disrespect go unanswered. Alright? Always. That's the number one main rule. Because if the first time you do that, the sharks start swimming, bro. I'm telling you. So always stick up for yourself. If it comes down to a fight, fight, man. It don't matter if you lose. Don't matter if you win. You know, just the fact that you fought for what is yours, man. You fought for your respect. That right there tells other inmates, okay, well, if you want to mess with him, you better be ready to take it there. You know what I'm saying? You know, don't just give in and start paying for extortion and shit like that, man, because that just makes you look like a weakling, and you don't want to be that guy. I'm telling you, because once you start with that, it'll never end. And I'm telling you, people in there got no empathy. They don't care about your mama's situation. They just care that she can put that money order in the mail, or she can put that money on that green dot card. And if she don't, then you got a problem. So always stick up for yourself. You know what I'm saying? That's number one. I would say, you know, number two then would be just don't join a gang, man, unless you got no other choice. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then make sure you join a gang that you can actually, you know, rock with, you know, their ideology, man, because all these different groups have different ideologies. You know what I'm saying? But you know, so if you got to join up, you know, pick something that you can actually stick with, not something that, you know, 6 months down the road, you know, you're gonna have to check in because you done made a mistake. You know what I'm saying? And keep your name solid, man. You know what I'm saying? Keep your word, bro. If you say you're gonna do something, do it. You know what I'm saying? If you say you're gonna pay for something on a certain day, pay for it. If you can't pay for it that day, don't tell somebody you can pay for it that day, because they're going to be looking for it. You don't know what he's got lined up behind that. He might be counting on that money for something else. So when you don't pay, that's when you get a problem, because now he's backed up and it just messes up the whole system, man. So you got to keep your word, bro, because the only thing you got in there is your word and your balls, man, and your fists. Your word, your balls, and your fists is all you got in there. You can't run, you can't hide, and your name's gonna follow you from wherever you go. So those are the big ones. You know what I'm saying? Also, another one, man, is don't accept things from people you don't know. You know what I'm saying? Don't be accepting, like, unless you go into the store, man, and it's a business transaction where it's like 2 for 1, you know, let me get a suit today, I'll give you back 2 when the car clicks. You get it with a business transaction like that, that's okay. But if you don't just take a gift from someone, man, because trust me, there are no gifts in there. Unless it's coming from one of your straight homeboys and they just trying to look out for you, there is no such thing as a gift. somebody's gonna want something back for that. So don't accept something from someone you don't know ever. You know what I'm saying? Also, man, have a little respect about yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, respect others, man, because 99% of the time, if you respect others, others will respect you. You know what I'm saying? And if they don't, then you know exactly what it is. It's go time. Because if you respect them, if you respect a man and then he blatantly disrespects you, then you know what time it is. You know what he's looking for. He's looking to swing them things with you. You know what I'm saying? And there's no doubt about it in your mind. You know what time it is. You know what it is. So there's that. You know what I'm saying? Don't always have respect about yourself and don't disrespect others. You know what I'm saying? And if you bump into somebody, man, say excuse me, bro. Excuse me, man. I ain't mean to do that, man. Sorry about that, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, have a little respect about yourself, man. You know, be a real man in there. You know what I'm saying? Because if you don't, trust me, there's somebody that's gonna take that the wrong way, and you gonna end up in some shit. Okay. Also, man, hygiene, 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 hygiene. You better get your stinking ass in that water at least once every 2 days. If you not working out, if you working out, you better get in that water every day. Especially if you my cellmate, because I ain't finna sleep under some Viking, somebody that don't wash their ass every day and they be stinking. They just come in from working out and they just lay on their bunk with the same clothes they had on. They was just out there sweating balls in. Nah, You know what I'm saying? Keep some hygiene about yourself, man. You know what I'm saying? And the next thing is, goes right back to hygiene. If you can only click $10 that week, make sure you got toothpaste, deodorant, shampoo, and some soap. Don't just take that $10 and start buying chips and big ass chicken sandwiches and food and all of that. Make sure your ass got some hygiene to keep your ass clean and not stinking up the whole block, man. Because I'm going to tell you what, that'll cause a problem between you and your cellmate, man. And that's something you really don't want. So, you know what I'm saying? You learn how to budget your money correctly. You know what I mean? Like, you only get a certain amount in there anyway. So, don't go blowing your money on Jolly Ranchers and Skittles and fucking all this other junk food, man, when your ass need to go get a bottle of shampoo and some soap and a soap dish. You know what I'm saying? And a toothbrush cover and some toothpaste. Go buy that stuff first. You'll get a little something later on, man, and be able to get you some soups and some chips. But go ahead and get that hygiene first, man. So, I don't know why I'm getting so salivated up, man. It's because I keep looking at this coffee. That's what the problem is. Excuse me, man. Excuse me. It's early in the morning, but this stuff just kind of hit my head, man. You know what I'm saying? And the next thing is be wary of predators, man. Because there's predators in there. There are predators. There's different kinds of predators. There's booty bandits. There's predators that'll just try to be your friend just so they can use you for a scoop of your coffee or, you know, whatever, man, a puff off of your cigarette and little things like that, man, and they just keep using you and using you and using you. And it just gets old, man, and you don't want to be that dude that gets caught up having to be the guy to be like, nah, bro, I ain't got it for you today. And then he'll feel some type of way. Next thing you know, bam, there you are again, having to get into a fight or maybe not that bad, but whatever it comes down to, it comes down to. So, those are the main things that you need to watch out for. You know what I'm saying? That, and if you're gonna get ink in prison, Here's something I don't hear people talking about too much. If you're gonna get ink in prison, make sure you burn your own ink. All right, have somebody teach you how to do it. Burn your own ink. All right, have your own spoon for your ink. Okay, have your own. This is the big one. Have your own needle and your own barrel. All right. The only thing on that gun, on that tattoo gun, that should be reusable is the actual motor itself. All right. And if you got some hand sanitizer somewhere around in there, then make sure you hand sanitize that motor up too. You know what I'm saying? So I'm telling you, that's gonna keep your infection down. That's gonna keep you from getting Hep C or AIDS and all these other diseases that who knows how many people's been tattooed with that gun. Just make sure you get your own needle, burn your own ink, get your own spoon for the ink, and get your own barrel, okay? If you got all them things, and then go ahead and make you some rubber bands out of some glove wraps, out of some glove straps. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and make all of that. The only thing on that gun that should be reusable is the actual little motor itself. Okay, and then you want to hand sanitize that the best you can, and make sure that whoever's doing your tats, whenever they get done with your session that day, go on ahead and take your barrel back, take your needle back, take your shit back, man. Take your ink, take your spoon. That way he ain't using your shit on somebody else and then come back, a couple of days later after your shit's done scabbed up and healed up and you ready for round two, and then he's done been using your shit with somebody else. Okay? So those are the big things to me, man. That, and just keep your head down and stay out of the police's face, man. Like, the less the police know about you, the better. You don't want them to be on. You don't want to be on a first name basis with them. You know what I'm saying? You want them to guess your name. You want them to get your name wrong. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you're trying to do little things here and there and swerve to another block and all of that. You don't want them to learn your face. You don't want them to learn your name like that. You want to stay under the radar. So that's my view on some of the things that you need to watch out for and pay attention to when you're in the North Carolina Department of Corrections. Just keep a low profile, man. Do it like, take the advice I just gave you, man, and trust me, man, you'll be all right. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, that's my video for now, man. If y'all ain't subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel, man. Hit the like button. I need to start doing this at the beginning of the videos because nobody hardly ever makes it to the end of them. But I hope they know to subscribe anyway. But anyway, just hit the subscribe button, man. Like a video every now and then. You know what I'm saying, man? And hit Death up, man. Tell Death to, you know what I'm saying? Let's get behind me on this, man. Let's get Death to get me on the channel, man. That way we can get the word out about this NC prison system shit, man. And my next video, I'm going to be talking about the COVID-19 that's in the prison system here in North Carolina. And what's going on with that, man. I'm gonna do some research, man, and that's what I'm gonna talk about in the next one. So until then, man, salute to all my homeboys, and I'll catch y'all later, man. Stay up, stay proud, and keep it real, man. Peace.